friends. Hope you're doing well. Today's video is brought to you by Gatorade Zero. Fun fact about Gatorade, if you want maximum hydration, you want the orange or the yellow one. That's science that I have decided is true. Oh, but I played hockey tonight, so got to refuel for tomorrow, where I have nothing to do but watch movies, edit photos, kind of just generally hang out in my apartment. So it's important I be hydrated for that. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff. I get the Zero Gatorade because it doesn't have sugar in it, but it still has stuff, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. So yeah, today I played hockey. It was just pickup hockey, but it was like the highest level pickup hockey that I play. It's a bunch of people that played like juniors. If you know anything about hockey, like juniors is like right below minor league. So it's like the highest level you can get as a young man, as an amateur before you're kind of up in the upper levels. And so some of the guys played juniors and played high school hockey in Minnesota, which, if you're not aware, high school hockey in Minnesota is like high school football in Texas. And if you're not aware of that, basically it's a big fucking deal. And the high school games get more turnout than a lot of college teams around the country. So they make a pretty big deal about football in Texas and hockey in Minnesota for good reason. And the high school hockey state championship in Minnesota is held at an NHL arena, and it comes close to selling out if it doesn't sell out. It's a pretty big deal. Anyway, so yeah, played with some guys that were up there, and I'm the second worst guy on the ice on that skate, just because everybody's so good and they're always playing high level skates, and I'm playing intermediate, middle intermediate, which is just it's sea level hockey. And so yeah, because I was if I played goalie, it would probably take me a year to get my legs back, get back into the shape, but I would be playing the highest level goalie probably. But I did that for 15 years, and I'm bored of it, so I skate out and I do okay. I can keep up with everybody skating wise, more or less. They're a little faster than me because I'm big. A lot of those guys are tiny and they're in really good shape. But my stick handling, my shooting is not, it's probably 60% of where theirs is. So there's definitely a skill gap. But I was able to strip the puck off the best guy who skates. And I took it all the way down for a breakaway and got a goal, which is awesome because it's the highest level skate. But also it's knowing that guy could have chased me down 6 different times. Before I stripped him at the blue line, he could have had the puck back by the red line. But he's a really nice dude, and he's he just wants people to have fun. And that's the thing when you play with people that legitimately play in the high levels. They know it's just beer league bullshit hockey to have fun. And so they just want people to have fun. And so that was cool. But the goalie did try his best, and I scored. So suck on that, CJ. Punk bitch. I should have brought the cameras because it was a pretty good goal too. But yeah, it's because it's drop in, so no one really tries that hard on defense, and they all know I'm the second worst guy out there. So they're yeah, just let him have the fucking breakaway. But that's whatever, it's fun. I scored a goal. I don't care. Which is good because in my league I have not been able to get many good chances. I don't have any goals this year. And I was when I came into the season, I was I'm going for 10 goals, double digits. Because I was working out, I was practicing, I wasn't in the best shape, but I was getting there. And then what happened, that was my plan in the summer. And then I twerked my back by falling asleep on the couch of all fucking things, because I'm old now. Oh, sorry. when I play hockey, like the chemicals in the air like get in my nose, and it makes my throat drippy. It's weird. Anyway, so threw my back out, and then I started getting toe problems, and so like the training kind of got derailed, and then like I was like barely able to get back on the ice. I got on the ice for like one game, and then the toe thing reemerged, and I had like an ulcer in my foot, and I had to get that cut out, and then I was out for 6 weeks, and then I played for like 2 weeks, and then the ulcer came back, and then I was out for another 6 weeks, and so it was just like, so I missed like half the games, and I missed like a ton of like good, training time that I should have been back healthy, training up. I should have been like ready to go and ripping, and so I was still kind of like, well, maybe I can, because, well, maybe, and then it just hasn't manifested, so I've got 0 goals, and I think I've only had, like legitimate good opportunities, only a handful, because they keep putting me on defense, because I'm pretty good at defense, but the problem is I also get penalties on defense. So right now, I think even though I've only played half the games, I think I have the most penalty minutes on our team, because I'm a bad guy, apparently. I just play competitively, and I think being tall doesn't help. And so, like, a lot of times I'm tall, I'm big, I'm strong on my skates because I can skate, and I'm also, like, the workouts I am doing are only making me stronger on my feet. And so when you're playing with a bunch of people who are only, a couple years into hockey, they are generally not strong on their feet because, like, you think about like a gymnast who hasn't done gymnastics in 10 years, like their gymnast, their body remembers. There's this saying, the body keeps the score, which I know that's about trauma and stuff, but yeah, it's also true for like sports. I think especially hockey, if you watch beer league hockey, you can tell very apparently like who skated as a kid and now like took a break and then came back, and who has like started as an adult. Like there's a very different biomechanics. And it's rare that you see someone who started as an adult get to the level where they're like smooth. So, anyway, so yeah, they fall down a lot when they run into me. And because I'm competitive, I'm not out there like checking people or hurting people, but like, it's hockey. Like there's rubbing. Like it happens even in beer league. And I know in like some beer leagues, like people fight and people check each other. And I'm not out there like ruin anybody's day, but like, I'm not gonna let you just stand in front of the goalie, like I'm gonna push you out of the way. Like I'm not cross-checking anybody, I'm not two-handing anybody, but I'm gonna take the hand and guide you out of the way. Because usually I'll say something, I'm like, you can't stand here. But, people can't skate and they fall down, and then I look like the fucking bad guy because I'm big. And I'm like, well, because I'm not gonna let them stand in front of the fucking net to get a rebound. Like, no, fuck you, that shouldn't be a penalty. And then sometimes, stick checks get maybe a little too hard for some people and they cry, and that's whatever. I didn't hit your hands, I hit your stick. So, shut up. Crybabies. It's hockey. It's not, it's not softball, it's not soccer. Like, it's hockey. There's some contact. You have to be okay with that. And some people are just, I don't know. But I'm not out there trying to hurt anybody. And I always like it when there's people that also play competitively, because then I'm having fun, because I know I can rub those guys and they can rub me back, and it's like, that sounded really inappropriate. But let's talk about other things. Yeah, so my week off this week is going pretty good. Watched some movies today. We watched Vanilla Sky, which is one of my favorites. I fucking love Vanilla Sky. My girlfriend hadn't seen it, so we watched that. And then we watched Me, Myself, and Irene, which is it's a pretty good one. It's not like one of the favorites, but it's a movie most people haven't seen. Jim Carrey plays a Rhode Island State Patrol officer who has like a split personality, with like a good cop, bad cop sort of thing. So it's got its moments. It's really good. And then we just finished Office Space, which girlfriend also hadn't seen that one. And then yesterday we watched so many movies yesterday. What did we watch? Let me find my list, because now I'm up to 67 movies. That's a lot of movies. That's a lot of movies. Did we watch a movie after Rush Hour? I don't remember. I don't think we did. I thought about it. I'm gonna go ask her if we watched a movie after Rush Hour. I can't think of one. Anyway, yeah. So, getting some stuff done, checking boxes on my goals. I think I'm gonna start working on kind of the hand lettering thing and the atomic visuals, atomic essays. Do you want to see those? They're not gonna be good, but like it might be fun to show progress. Because I always think there's something neat about that, like people being authentic and being like, this is what I'm working on, which is great. But B, it's always nice to see people start something and be like, you kind of be like, wow, that sucks, and you'd be like, I can fucking do that, and then you see them grow, and you're like, wow, like the fucking that I could suck like that guy did and probably get to where he is, within a reasonable amount of time. I think it's inspiring or motivating or what, I don't know, Oh man, it's cold. It's good. Oh, it's so refreshing. Because tonight it was nice because there was 3 guys on the bench. So if you think 5 people have to be on the ice, 3 guys on the bench, it's not a 1-for-1 swap. But I was able to keep my stamina up more or less the whole time. I was never really like gassed out, which is good. That's a good sign that my workouts are working. And if I continue them over the summer, it's only going to build. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to get faster. And I'm going to, next season, we're not going for 10. We're going for 20 goals. It's a game. That's a goal a game. Something like that. So we're going to do that instead. We're going to fucking dominate. And be like the mega tryhard. And I think it's doable if I get back to where I was like 2 years ago, like right after I got diagnosed, like right when COVID hit. I got in really good shape. I was one of those people, some people got in really good shape, some people got in really bad shape. I was one of the people that got in really good shape, and then I got into bad shape, so I like yo-yoed like 50 pounds. But I did play 2 games at the lowest weight. I was at 237, and I did get 2 goals that game. So, and I was fucking flying out there. So yeah, if I could lose, I'm like 260 something now. Although I did probably eat like 5 pounds of Taco Bell tonight because I was like, oh, score a goal. I'm gonna get Taco Bell. But I'm back on fasting. I'm gonna start fasting again, and the season doesn't start till I think it's like October or November. So I got a couple months to train. I'm gonna get some personal training, and it's gonna be I'm going out there try hard style because at the end of the day, like, it motivates me to work out, get better, because just like the looming threat of diabetes, like that's just there. That's just my reality now, and like that motivated me really hard for a little bit. But now I'm like, my blood sugar's high. Oh well. So I need to find a carrot, because the stick is not working. I need to find a carrot that motivates me to go be better. And I think that's my takeaway for the video today. Is if you're struggling with stuff and the stick is not working for you, you gotta find the carrot. You gotta find something you can tie your goal to that will get you up and get you excited, and something that where you can see the progress. Because it's like if I work out, like, yeah, the weights go up, but it's like, who fucking cares? Like, the effort is about the same. But then when I get on the ice and I see the difference, and people say like, wow, you've gotten a lot faster this season. When you hear that stuff, you see that stuff, you feel that stuff. It really pushes you and motivates you to continue and do better and keep getting better. So you got to find whatever that is for whatever it is you're trying to do. And I promise you, you will improve so much faster and with so much less mental energy and effort and discipline required than you could have ever thought. If you want a book about this, I mean, obviously Atomic Habits by fucking James Clear. It's an amazing book about building habits. But then there's also a book by a guy named David Goggins called Can't Hurt Me. And that guy is fucking batshit insane, because his short story was he weighed like 300 pounds and he wanted to join the Navy SEALs, and he had 3 months to lose like 100 pounds, and he fucking give me the pain bit, the pain. You're giving him cortisol shots or whatever into his knee so he could fucking keep going. And then he did it. So just fucking batshit crazy guy. If you want to like see like what the human body is capable of, David Goggins is your man. And the Audible book is actually really fun because it's read by somebody else, and then at the end of each chapter there's like this short little like podcast with David Goggins and the guy reading the book, and it's actually really interesting, and there's like clarification and like additional stories. It's really good. I like that. That's what I'm like. More Audible books should be like this. Kevin Smith's is actually like that too, where like, cause he's smoking weed as he's reading it, and then like he like goes off into like tangents, and then he's like, oh, this shit is in the book, by the way. Which is just awesome. And then, this bonus material, which is just cool. Like I think that's a good way to do. And then another good one is Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. Because that one integrates like a lot of really good like sound design, because they tell like war stories, and so they do a great job with that. And I'm like, dude, man, audiobooks could be so much better. And then I think, well, it's one of my favorites. So there's a book called Breakfast of Champions by Kurt Vonnegut, and there's a version on Audible read by John Malkovich. And the best part is that in Breakfast of Champions, there's like all these illustrations. There's like, it's gotta be like 2 or 3 dozen at least. It's very common. There's like 1 or 2 per chapter, and it's not a very long book. And so my favorite part is just John Malkovich like deadpan ass being like, and then there is a illustration of, and it explains what the illustration is, but there's one where there's a drawing of a butthole, and so John Malkovich is like, and then there is an illustration of an 8-point asterisk representing a butthole. In like a serious book, like the book's a comedy, but like it's also serious, so it's